I believe we are recording. I want to start off by saying I've never made a commentary like this, so I apologize if my mic isn't perfect. But I feel it is really important to bring light to these issues, hoping the future of the game is healthy and thriving. I want to thank everyone in this thread I posted yesterday. A lot of people commented and gave a lot of help and advice. I want to give a big shout out to Random Name to Try, also known as Spring Acceptable 1453. Mr. Random Name to Try, he really went out of his way and gave a lot of his time yesterday to help me out. He didn't have to do that at all, and I could tell this guy was really, really knowledgeable and had some really good information that I really appreciated. And I gave every bit of feedback that I seen in here a try. I'm going to scroll through this real quick just so you guys can see how many people chimed in, how much attention this got, how much feedback we got. Start out with this. Um, these are all of the suggestions I've gotten from the community and from Reddit threads that I've read that could be causing some of these issues. I just want to start out by pointing that these issues were present with zero apps open on my PC, no Discord, no Spotify, OBS recording, nothing like that. I don't use NVIDIA overlays, anything of the sort. One of the first suggestions I got was to set the NVIDIA cache size to unlimited. So I disabled it in the control panel, cleared the cache, and then set it to unlimited. The issues persisted. Is my RAM speed too fast for my CPU? So I lowered my RAM speed from 3600 to 3400. The issue persisted. I already kind of touched on this, but someone mentioned, am I having overlay issues? Riva, GeForce, some people use Metal, Overwolf, I believe it's called. I don't run anything like that. Am I having BIOS issues? I updated my BIOS and my AMD chipsets, and the issue persisted. This issue has been happening for about 2 weeks to a month now. I've played in LFG quite a bit for a world tour. I've met many people. I want to say 3 or 4 people I've played with have also had issues where they complain and state that their game is completely frozen and unresponsive for a few seconds. It normally happens early on into the game of World Tour or the World Tour round. It tends to work itself out towards the end of the tournament session, if that makes sense. Back to the driver. The issue, like I said, about a month ago, it was around 57283. So yesterday, I clean installed my graphics drivers with DDU, and I clean installed 36663, which is rated as the most stable NVIDIA driver for my card. Someone mentioned possibly SSD failure. When I seen this comment, I'm not gonna lie, my stomach actually kind of dropped a little. I have never dealt with any sort of drive failure or SSD failure, anything like that. I've been pretty lucky, so I didn't know much about that. I downloaded Crystal Disk Info, and I'm going to pull up some pictures here to show you the stats for my two drives. This is my D drive. It is where my OBS footage is saved to. Now this is my main C drive where all of the meat on my computer runs and lives. The percentage is 20% lower. I don't know if that is enough degradation to cause these issues. If it's time for a new drive, I'm not too sure about that. Someone mentioned anti-cheat issues with Easy Anti-Cheat. I don't have Valorant or League installed on my PC. I don't have Vanguard present, anything like that. Someone mentioned it's possible my CPU was hitting 100%. I have a picture that I'm going to pull up here with an RTSS screenshot showing my CPU in the practice range. It sits at about 39% or not under load from the game. In game, with a building crumbling and explosions happening around me, my CPU percentage sits at about 50%. So I don't believe it is that. Now, because I think it's server issues, some of the things I've looked up, what could be causing server issues in the finals. Some people have mentioned when they have their preferred region set to auto, sometimes it puts them on questionable or bad quality servers. I have my server region manually set to North America, so again, I don't believe that is the issue. Now I'm going to show some footage that I got from today. I played 3 matches to get my 3 tickets for the wheel event. Game 1 and Game 3 were flawless. I had no freezing, didn't crash, FPS was stable. In Game 2 is what all this footage you're about to see, it's where the issues happen. Game 2, I'm not sure if I was connected to a bad server, not sure what could happen to my system in the game in the middle, but not the first or the third. But I'm about to roll some footage and you can see the issues that I'm describing in more detail. Man, I'm actually fighting someone. Can you fuck off? Look, this shit's fucking frozen. I'm actually fighting someone. Can you fuck off? Look, this shit's fucking frozen. I seen the server packet thing pop up on my screen. That's a server issue. It's packet thing pop up on my screen. That's a server issue. It's there it is again. Alright, look over on the right side. Alright, look over on the right side. Connect. Oh, it happened while I was respawning. There it is on the right. It's the server. There it is on the right. It's the server. Look over on the right there. Look over on the right there. Oh. There it is. Wow, that freezing. There it is. Oh, there we go. Here I go. Freeze. Here I go. Freezing again. Here I go. Getting packet loss again. There it is. Here I go. Getting packet loss again. There it is. Alright. Hopefully that footage with my RTSS overlay will hopefully someone will have a light bulb and be like, hey, maybe it's this. But if not, there is one thing I want to point out. In the finals official Discord, in the bug report section, there is a thread that was created on January 21st, 2025, and I found out about this yesterday as well. I have never seen a dev post, a game announcement, anything regarding server health, game optimization, anything of the sort. This thread seems to be absolutely humongous. There seems to be so many messages of people having the same issues with this same, like, symbols, freezing, crashing. There's so much evidence that there's issues going on, and no one why is no one talking about this thread? Why is this thread not in a patch note saying, hey, we see what you're saying, you know, it's possible that things on our end, meaning the developer's end, are not the way they should be, and maybe things should be looked at. Now, I know this is a lot of information here, so it might be kind of hard to imagine how many people are in this thread. If we open the member list here, Oscar of Embark is in this thread. He is aware of it. When I took note of these numbers, this was the amount of people per role that were online inside the server. About 421 people that are in this thread alone, not just in the finals Discord, but in this thread. Think about how many people are having these issues that don't know about this thread, that don't know about this Discord server, they don't care about Discord, they're just casually playing. There's something going on. If people are experiencing these issues and they don't care enough to join a Discord, what are they going to do? They're going to uninstall, they're going to go play something else, they're going to play something that runs smoothly, that values their time. Now, another point, this is more of a personal opinion than facts and evidence, but not just this community, but gaming communities in general have a tendency when there's an issue or a problem with the game's health to blame the user instead of the game or the developer. This is just human nature, but this is really not healthy and it will not help fix the issues at hand. All right, briefly, I want to point this out. This is the official The Finals support FAQ page for in game issue icons. This is the ping monitor that we have available to us in game. It's not much, it's 4 symbols. They can either be yellow or red. We have packet loss, server performance, high latency, and ping. This is not enough information to know whether we are connected to a good server or not. A live ping counter would be much more valuable to know really what is going on behind the scenes. Okay, another thing I want to touch on here. This is a Reddit post from 3 days ago. Someone screenshotted a Twitch chat message from Rob Embark replying to another chatter. Rob's message says, "The finals is a server based game, so we place you on the server cluster with the lowest latency. If you look at your location, or the best server cluster for you and your teammates, so in the finals, your ping doesn't really matters compared to many other games." God, this is a tech question, but hope it makes sense. Now, I understand these guys are not American, English isn't their first language, but regarding tech issues, I think things need to be worded much more clearly. This message doesn't really make sense. It just leaves a bunch of stuff up in the air, and it honestly creates more message, or it creates more questions, sorry. Okay, this is the last point I'm going to bring up. In the Reddit thread that I just mentioned, Oscar Embark replied in that thread, and this is what he had to say. "Hey everyone, this got quite some attention, and like Rob said, he's not much of a tech person, neither am I. So I had our CTO write up a bit more expansive explanation that I'll paste below. Having worked with multiplayer games for many years, we know certain things are essential for a great gaming experience. These include smooth gameplay, very few crashes, reliable connections, low delay, ping between you and our servers. For the finals, we've designed our services to automatically connect you to the best possible server based on your location, server availability, and player population. This means you are automatically placed in the closest region available. Because of this, we don't show your exact ping number. Instead, you'll see a simple latency ping warning indicator." Now, he clarifies here, the yellow indicator means your ping is a bit high, above 90 ms. Red indicator means your ping is very high, above 140 ms. We're always working behind the scenes to reduce ping by placing servers in optimal locations, adding extra connection points when needed, and continuously optimizing the game itself. Hope this adds a bit more context for everyone. See you in the arena. Now, in my opinion, this just sounds like basic PR lingo. He skips any logical explanation and then goes straight to "because of this," which there was no explanation at all. So, because of this, we don't show your exact ping number. Why? Why don't you show the exact ping number? We need more clarification on this. To Oscar is agreeing with my sentiment. This does not help. Please understand that players want to see their ping. You may think it doesn't matter, but I can assure you that more information you give, the better. Players aren't stupid. We know that hiding ping only benefits you guys because we have less information to work with. Questions like, what latency range is acceptable between players? What is the max ping allowed for a single player? These are questions I'm desperate to know in my matches, and it's patronizing to act like a yellow symbol is enough for me to decide if a match is suitable for me. If you are really committed to not sharing this information, please, for the love of God, put an option in the menus to choose maximum ping so I can set mine to lower than 80. I hate entering a match and immediately realizing within the first 30 seconds that the matchmaker has decided 100 plus ping is acceptable. I just leave and find a different lobby. This would never happen if I had control over the games I want to enter. A couple personal opinions regarding this reply. Games like CSGO, Valorant that are quote competitive, they give you an option to limit the server ping that you search for. I believe the default in CS is like 100 ping or something. So that'll be the maximum you connect to. And then you can set it all the way down to like 50 or like this person in the comments says 80. So that way you aren't going to be getting connected to shitty servers every other game and you can have a more stable and honestly just a better fucking time. And then here, the last reply. I'm thankful Oscar responded, but I agree with Suze too. We need more information regarding ping. I get as a company you guys need to provide a corporate and diplomatic response, but he has a point where we need information regarding this. Ping is one of the most important things in an FPS game. Please share more information. Alright, I know this might be a lot of information to digest, and it's probably going to be a lot of information for me to sort through and organize. So hopefully, I am able to organize this in a way that is palatable and informative, and hopefully can get some attention on the problems at hand because let's face it, if you made it this far in the video, you obviously love the finals like myself. I think it's a great game. It is right now my favorite game. Um, and I want it to be better, and I think a lot of other people do. So I'm hoping that this video will help with that. Peace out.